Drop some paper at them.
Oh.
I'm Brenda Terris, Executive Director of the Sarasota Season of Sculpture. Mayor Clapp, Vice Mayor Kirshner, and members of the Commission. The Board of Directors of Sarasota Season of Sculpture and I thank you for the good relationship we have had since our first exhibition in 2000. Our exhibitions have been enjoyed by hundreds of thousands of people since then, and they are a terrific artistic benefit and economic stimulus to the community. I'm here to talk with you today about unconditional surrender. As you know, Unconditional Surrender was first brought to the Bayfront for Season 3 of Sarasota Season of Sculpture in 2005. When I took this job in March of 2007, daily, sometimes several times daily, I was asked, when will you return the KISS? As part of our off-season programming, our board voted, and it was approved by the Commission, to return the monument to the Bayfront beginning in October 2008. The previous version was polyresin. This edition is the same height and proportion, only made of aluminum and able to withstand Category 3 hurricane winds. It was always our hope that funds could be raised for the monument's purchase, and Season of Sculpture entered into a partnership with the Sarasota County Veterans Commission to try and raise the $500,000 necessary to do so. Because our lease with the city for the monument to remain on the Bayfront was expiring, I presented the Public Art Committee that met in May with the option of moving the KISS to Ken Thompson Park. It was approved. Within a week of that time, our chairman, Stan Letstein, Tom Savage, a private citizen who paid $50,000 for the return of the piece, Dr. Rich Swire, head of the Veterans Commission, and I met with a donor, an 88-year-old World War II veteran who would like to buy the monument and donate it to the city. His only stipulation is that the sculpture must remain on the Bayfront. In those discussions, I presented other options, including Ken Thompson Park. He was adamantly opposed. You see, the donor worked for the United States Park Service and witnessed beautiful artwork that was not well placed and doesn't want the same thing to happen. There is not a plan B for his wishes. If it doesn't remain on the Bayfront, the donor will step away. There are many details that are currently being worked on, including the agreement between the Artist Foundation and the donor. Opposition to the placement of the work will argue a copyright issue. I have given City Administration a copy of a letter that will clarify this issue and indemnify the city from any future legal issue. There is a precedent for permanent art placement loaned or owned by the city. Any maintenance and safety issues will be worked out. Tens of thousands of people have enjoyed Unconditional Surrender on the Bayfront. It is a draw for tourists and residents, and there has been a groundswell of support via emails and letters directed to the Commission, maybe as many as 10 to 1 in favor of keeping it on the Bayfront. Forget the donor, Season of Sculpture, the Veterans Commission, those for it, those against it. What it really comes down to is this. Is Unconditional Surrender on the Bayfront and the possibility of receiving a $500,000 asset with a $29,000 commission given to the city good for the city? I say yes. I understand that you will be probably referring the issue to the Public Art Committee for input at their August 12th meeting, and then it will come back to the Commission for a vote. Because the donor wishes for a swift decision, we hope that you will immediately make a favorable decision after the August 12th meeting. Thank you for your time.
Mr. Swire, did you have any, or Dr. Swire?
Yes, sir. Just a quick, first of all, Mayor Clapp, Vice Mayor Kirshner, Commissioners Adkins, Atwell, and Turner. I want to first thank you for your service to this great city. This is what we all fought for, to have representative government, and our veterans are behind you 100%. When I first met the donor, he said the monument, Unconditional Surrender, represented to him the most joyous moment in his and millions of Americans' lives. He said that Americans, beginning with the 1929 crash of the stock market until August the 15th, 1945, Victory in Japan Day, had suffered untold pain, suffering, and the shedding of the blood of our best and brightest young men and women in World War II. Unconditional Surrender represents to him a sense of victory, joy, happiness, and unity, captured in a simple kiss on Times Square in New York, another great city like Sarasota. While it captures a moment in time, it is timeless. Every generation relates to this image. Each day, people from across America and tourists from around the world gather at the base of Unconditional Surrender to simply take a picture. When I spoke to the donor, he said he wanted to see our great community gather at the base of Unconditional Surrender each August the 15th to remember and recapture that moment. The Sarasota County Veterans Commission and our Patriotic Observance Committee is working to and planning to host a short ceremony on August the 15th, 2009 to celebrate that day, that time, that kiss, and more importantly, remember those who fought and died to make that moment possible. The Veterans Commission hopes that should this event and the planning of it take place, we would love to invite you, the Mayor Clapp, to make remarks about your thoughts on victory in Japan. Of course, invite all the commissioners to attend. I look forward to meeting and addressing the Public Art Committee. I and others will be presenting our many reasons why keeping Unconditional Surrender on the Sarasota Bayfront is very good for the city. We will be representing the over 3,000 citizens who have already signed a petition to keep Unconditional Surrender on the Bayfront. The committee will consider the public's input, which is overwhelmingly in favor of keeping the monument where it is. Never before has any monument in Sarasota brought so much attention to our city. From the first moment the sailor arrived on the Bayfront, his presence has been endearing to many, much like the sailor mascot of Sarasota's first high school is endearing to that school's graduates. Again, I want to thank you for your attention, and I want to thank you for the great work you do for this wonderful city. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we want to refer this to staff, talk about it in a little bit, or move on to the next presentation?
Well,
We can talk about it later on tonight, but
well,
unless you want to talk about it.
I was going to make a motion.
Oh,
I was going to make a motion to refer the donation of Unconditional Surrender to the Public Art Committee's meeting August 12th.
Just to clarify, I thought that was the process that we were going to do.
That is the process.
Yeah.
That's the only thing you can do is
Okay.
refer it to the
Sure,
administration.
I just make a comment that the issues that I have raised in the past are the copyright question, and I believe our attorney will comment on that in due course. The question of in perpetuity on the Bayfront is something we need to understand, and then I just jotted down something about the maintenance amount. Is that sufficient? And I'd like to see staff comment on that. I don't know if there's any other comments we would like. Seeing nothing at this point, we'll move on to the next presentation. I'll turn it over to
There was a motion.
Oh, the motion. Okay. I thought we were going to do that no matter what. There's a motion on the floor. Was it seconded?
I would second it just because it's the process. So
Okay. Moved and seconded to refer it to staff
And the Public Art Committee.
and the Public Art Committee. Okay. Art Committee.
August 12th.
Yes.
Okay.
correct.
Okay. Public Art Committee. All in favor of the motion, say yes.
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 Any opposed? The chair votes yes. Motion passes unanimously. Okay. Thank you. I'll turn this over to Vice Mayor Kirshner, who asked that this next presentation be put on for introductions.
Yes, about a month ago, vendors from our downtown farmers market had set up a meeting with me and I believe some of the other commissioners and said that they were gathering a petition to become to change governance of the current farmers market and change it to a vendor-run market as is done in other communities throughout the U.S. and Canada as well. They proceeded to get, they'll tell us, but I think what Mr. Roy told me was near unanimity in the vendors who wanted to pursue this model. I think all of us that enjoy our downtown would agree that the downtown farmers market over the past number of years has gotten to be one of the true jewels of our downtown that brings not only residents but tourists there every single Saturday of the year. and it's something that I know is in our vested interest to protect and encourage its continued growth and vibrance. And so I was more than happy to put this on the agenda for a presentation for Mr. Roy.